Okay, hello again. This is attempt number two at broadcasting. And start off this week like we did last week with any new music that I had downloaded and have an opinion on. Well, new rock band called Pharmakos. They're a bit on the heavy side. Um, I tend to love heavy music, not the real death metal slamming kind of stuff at all. I think that heavy metal is a bit ridiculous as far as the death metal. There's no point to it, my opinion. Again, Pharmakos, look for them if you're into hard rock. Great buy. I have some Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon rehearsals, right up my alley. Stuff that sounds different, songs that they throw in, you know, different beats, different guitars live, and a lot of the songs that we've heard 100,000 times that you love, to me, sound a little bit better when the group you like is just messing around, getting ready for a concert. I think it sounds great. So, never had a problem with it. I love hearing it. One of my favorite ones that I have is the Police in the Synchronicity tour, doing a warm up before one of the shows. And it's about 2 hours long, which is normally longer than most Police concerts, from my experience. And there's them going through parts of songs and combining songs. Um, I think it sounds great, and I think that anybody who's a fan of older rock would appreciate a lot of rehearsals, and like I said last week, a lot of demos. And if you're into it, hey, let me know. I would love to send you a link to where you can find some of the stuff that I have, and then you can start your own venture on trying to find bootlegs, and that's a whole lot of fun for me, and hopefully, I hope a lot of fun for any of you out there. I picked up Beck's new one, bought Beck's new one, Morning Phase. Not real new. I know he won the Grammy for best album for that one. And from what I've heard the album a couple of times. He definitely deserved it. He's been around for a long time. I think it's been 20 plus years since Loser came out, and he had two albums before Loser even came out in the mid 90s. So he's been on for a while. He definitely deserves it. The song is great that I listened to, and the video that I watched of that song is fantastic. So I think that if you're into Beck, old or newer, or just middle of the road as far as his releases, you'll love Morning Phase. And the video, and for life of me, I can't remember the name of the song, of course, at this moment, but the video I saw was great. Again, I bought the digital download last week. Went through it a couple of times. I don't see any bad songs on the whole CD. You'll definitely enjoy it. One of my R&B favorites, Kool and the Gang, from 1988 in Paris. Like I always say, FM broadcast or soundboard. This one's a soundboard and sounds great. The the band is super super loud, which is really really good on that. With the soundboard again, like I said last week, the bass really comes out and it sounds great. And the broadcast, it is a soundboard. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, and it sounds really good. And any Kool and the Gang fans or R&B fans will definitely love this one. Again, turn up loud, dance, do however you want to celebrate. Celebrate with Kool and the Gang. Trust me. I had a couple of rehearsals and demos from Bruce Springsteen. Haven't really been a huge fan of Springsteen growing up. Of course, everyone knew who he was, with Born in the USA and everything, even before that, and everything after that. About 5 or 6 years ago, got more into him. Now I have a ridiculous amount, like 70 or 80 concerts and all kinds of backlog and unreleased and demos and rehearsals and tons of stuff. But stuff I got was an unplugged and rehearsal from 1992 and demos from 1972. One thing that the site I downloaded from for both of those is that it's one continuous track. So it's, one track of, say, an hour and 45 minutes. If you don't mind that, it's a good listen. It's kind of irritating because you can't really break it down unless you want to stop at a certain point, write it down, or whatever, however you want to do it, and do it that way. Easier for me, for anybody, I would think, that if you just have individual tracks of, say, 17 songs, much easier to find a song, obviously. It has some Van Halen from before they were even signed, actually. It's the demo that they sent in to Warner Brothers in the 70s, and they sound really, really upbeat and really, really. David Lee Roth sounds incredible. His voice sounds young, the band sounds young, long before the real hard partying they did in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and why Eddie Van Halen's had to go to rehab Lord knows how many times. To me, this sounds like long before any of that happened, and it sounds great. Again, soundboard. Good stuff. Last one, as far as the bootlegs, is Cheap Trick. Again, Cheap Trick is a nice old school rock band that it's still going to this day, nice and strong. Just got some demos and rarities. I'm still learning some more of their songs. I know most of them now. I've been into them for a couple of years, but I like to go through and have like 14 volumes of unreleased and demos and the usual stuff I've been saying for the last couple of days. And so, sounds good, but same thing. It's one continuous track, about 2 hours. That is really irritating, but if you know exact spots of where things are at that you like, no harm in writing it down. But say you're on your iPod or any kind of MP3 player you have, it's a little rough to have to hold it and wait and hold it and wait and hold it and wait. Again, not difficult, just irritating. Now, Kid Rock has a new CD that actually comes out tomorrow called First Kiss. Well, I was fortunate enough this past week to get a full a full digital download of it, and it does sound phenomenal. I liked Kid Rock, from some of the early stuff, Ball with the Ball and all that other stuff, and some of the more rap stuff before that, like Early Morning Stone Pimp and that kind of stuff. I like. Now he sounds a lot more like a country singer, which to me he seems a lot more comfortable with. Now, his older stuff, still great. He does all the concert, still, his voice is still there, his energy is still there. All of his older stuff is great. A friend of mine, she's a huge Kid Rock fan. She already has tickets for the shows when he's coming around the Bay Area, and she came in and gave her a copy of the new one, the First Kiss, and actually a few of the songs, and she loves it. So when it comes out tomorrow, she's going to buy it too. So always support the artist with their official releases. Trust me. Okay, again, that not too much going last week as far as music, but any music is good music. Now, sports. The Warriors are still doing well. They, I know they lost their last game. It was last night against the Pacers, but I guess Steph Curry kind of tweaked his ankle, which is the last thing they need for him to start, getting injured, 30 games before the playoffs, when they have the best record in basketball. So, they were a little out of sync. They had made more turnovers than necessary last night, and they lost by 11. They didn't get blown out, but they did lose, and I still think they have a chance to win at least 68 games, if not more. They still, with Steph, I think they're unstoppable. I don't see anybody in the West really, maybe San Antonio, but we'll see how that goes unless they start resting San Antonio and their coach is really known for resting his older players during the end of the year. Hey, that's his right. They're champions. They can do what they want. People can complain all they want. It's not gonna, it's not gonna stop them. They've won, I think, what, 4 championships in 10 years or whatever it is. And the Spurs are gonna be tough. But if the Warriors can keep the upbeat tempo, I think they can run the Spurs out of the gym, and then whoever comes from the East, which could be Cleveland, from what I've been watching on the highlights and reading, LeBron and everyone on that team seems to be coming together pretty well. And whatever LeBron said to Kevin Love seems to have worked. Kevin Love seems to be playing better and more enthused. And I think that Cleveland more than likely will come out of the East and face, hopefully, the Warriors. But we shall see. And now, as far as baseball starting, huge baseball fan. Not as much as football, but very much a baseball fan. Been an A's fan for a very, very long time. A friend of mine coming into the A's when I moved here in 1983. And I was only like about 12 or 13 and didn't really follow too much baseball. I was more into football. Well, he got me into, told me about the A's and watching them, and went to go see him play live in 1985 for the first time. Been an A's fan for 30 plus years, and I was fortunate enough to throw out the first pitch at an A's game. It was 85 or 86. That was, one of the highlights of my life, really. I was 15, and to this day, my friend who says, "Oh, I got you into baseball, but you got to throw out the first pitch." Well, that's still a running joke that still irritates him on a funny level. I bring it up once or twice a year, and my wife brings it up to him about once or twice a year, and he still laughs and flips me off, and does what do what we guys do. We're just ridiculous that way. I know the Oscars just passed. I haven't seen a full list of the winners, but from what I saw and what I read, Birdman won for Best Picture, which I watched it, and Birdman's actually a great movie. Michael Keaton did an amazing job. I think that he should have won for Best Actor, but the guy who won last night for playing Stephen Hawking in the movie, which I cannot remember the name of, did incredible. I mean, went from having to be a youthful Stephen Hawking to being in that chair and acting that way. He did a mind-blowingly amazing job, and I'm sure someone who's that talented is going to be around for a long time, and he's probably going to be an Oscar contender again in a few years if he finds the right director and the right story. Because I think someone who can do something like that has a lot of range and a lot of opportunities coming his way. Michael Keaton, he's been around for so long. His career was dead for about 10, 15 years. And then he did the voice on Cars, and that kind of got his name back out there a little bit. And then he's been doing smaller movies and some direct-to-video. And I really like Michael Keaton a lot. My second favorite all-time comedy is Johnny Dangerously. It is absolutely hilarious. I watched it 20, 30 times. I still crack up at Roman Maroney character, and anything Johnny says, and Joe Piscopo playing excuse me, Joe Piscopo playing Danny Verman, absolutely hilarious. And I'll probably watch it again in a couple months and still laugh my butt off and love every moment of it, and I always will. Hopefully I'll get my son into it one day. My wife loves the movie. She's only seen it once or twice. But she laughs her butt off and she loves it. So let's see, as far as Julianne Moore one for was it Still Alice, I believe, and she deserved it hands down. I watched it, and surprisingly, Kristen Stewart did a great job playing her daughter in that movie. Um, Kristen Stewart just won the French Oscar for her role in Sans Maria, and when she plays the main character's assistant, and she did a great job. I watched that movie, Sans or Sils Maria. Anyway, great movie, and Kristen, you get a chance to watch that movie. Kristen Stewart does a great job. She looks phenomenal. She doesn't do her normal, stoic two-line thing that irritates a lot of people. And hey, someone like her, she's way past the whole Twilight fandom thing, and more power to her. And Julianne Moore, she did an incredible job of playing the college professor with the brains and all that, and then her mind slowly slipping away, and going early onset Alzheimer's. She did incredible. She definitely deserved every single bit of the Oscar that she won, without a doubt. And as far as the Oscars, that's about all I really know. I haven't checked into it yet. I should have checked that probably before I started talking about it. But I really don't follow too much of the Oscars. I just know I watch a lot of movies, and the ones that I've seen that were nominated, that won, were all great. I think that they need to expand as far as how many movies can be nominated. I think it's 5. And there were so many good movies last year that, they should have made an exception this year, broadened it out to 10 or 7, because there were so many good movies, in my opinion. But which to me is a rarity, because there's a lot of, how should I say, garbage movies that are out. And I'm a huge action movie person, but to me, there hasn't been, with the exception of John Wick, which is a great movie, there hasn't been a really, really blow me away action movie in quite a few years. Now, The Expendables, that's okay. Those were actually, all 3 of them I thought were pretty cool. But to me, Stallone is a little too old to be doing that kind of stuff anymore. Same with Arnold. Arnold has, is going to be in the new Terminator. I don't know if it's going to be like a prequel, which is also a sequel. They're going back to the original year. It sounds confusing. And Arnold's probably 72, 73 now. And I think that he should have never come back to the character. Way too old. Who am I to talk really? I'm 45 when I'm old. But if they want to pay him that much to do that, why not? Same with Stallone. Stallone has another Rocky movie coming out. Should be out next year, with his character training or trying to train Apollo Creed's grandson. Which I've loved all the Rocky movies, even 5, which is kind of But the last one, Rocky Balboa, was great. I had no problem with it. Even my wife, who's not really a Rocky fan, loved that movie, which kind of surprised me. And a lot of people that I talked and told about, they loved it too. So it's interesting to see how that'll go. I hope the Rocky character doesn't jump back into the ring and try to fight this kid. It would be an odd way to end, an amazing thing that started in the 70s, ended in the 2016, and have it go out that way when Rocky's like 70. I think that's a bit stupid, but we'll see. And one last thing I want to talk about is, I don't know if anybody out there has any guilty pleasure movies. I have a few. Movie from 1985 called The Last Dragon. I know some people have heard of it and watched it and loved it. Had the soundtrack from Motown, that's Smokey Robinson, and just the whole soundtrack was amazing. A lot of Inside You is a great song. Of course, the title song from Dwight Davis is a great. For those who have ever watched that movie before, know it's the opening titles, and it's amazing. The character of Shonuff is, Julius J. Carey was the actor. He's 6'6", huge afro, and he's an absolute badass. And he's dying to fight Leroy, who was the main character. And the whole thing with the glow, it's a fun movie to watch to this day. I have it on DVD somewhere in my collection, and again, I bust it out once or twice a year, just for a good laugh, and because it's the main character's main influence is Bruce Lee, and anyone who really knows me knows that I've been a Bruce Lee fan for quite a long time, and so you have a chance. You haven't seen it. You want a good, good action, little love story, of course, and a lot of martial arts, and some is campy humor, and fingers that glow and all that. Fantastic, definitely a guilty pleasure. Love it, love it, love it. Go out and get it, or go on to either Netflix, or if they have it, you will not go wrong watching The Last Dragon. Trust me. And last thing about that, see Vanity when she was in like her late 20s. Oh my goodness, I was probably 16 when I saw that movie, and see Vanity on that screen looking that way. Oh my goodness, all my friends were like, "Whoa," and I was like, "Whoa." So pick that if you have a chance. Another one of my guilty pleasure movies is a movie called Kill Me Later. Kill Me Later with Selma Blair and Max Beasley. For those who haven't seen it, it's about a girl that's extremely depressed. Her life's not going anywhere. She has a boyfriend who she kind of cares for, but he's married. So she's like, the secret on the side, that her boyfriend lies to his wife about where he goes, so he goes to see her. So she's severely depressed, and she works at a bank. Well, her big solution is to go to the top of the building or the bank that she's at and jump off and end her life and the whole deal. Well, Max Beasley plays a crook who has him, the driver, and another guy that are involved in the bank robbery of the same bank that some of Blair's characters in. Well, Max Beasley's character robs the bank, but the police are out front, so he decides to go to the top of the roof, try to figure out how to get away. Well, he gets to the top of the roof, he sees some of Blair's character standing at the edge of the roof, and while she's about to jump off, he grabs her. And he says, "Well, if you're not gonna die that way. You're gonna come with me." And she basically tells him, "I'll go with you if you promise to kill me later," because she feels she has nothing to live for anyway. So she'll go through whatever he wants to go through, but make sure that you kill me. He's like, "Fine, no problem." So takes her, gets away, and the inevitable. Which back then, when I first saw the movie, I didn't realize. She starts liking him. He starts liking her, and he's trying to be a good guy. He has an ex-girlfriend that has their daughter, but the daughter doesn't know that Max Beasley's character is the father. And so when he goes to borrow the ex's car, the daughter is there, and he wants to tell her really, really bad, but he doesn't want to upset her because now the ex-girlfriend has another boyfriend, and the daughter loves the new boyfriend like crazy, and thinks this new guy is her real father. So Max Beasley says, look, I just want to borrow your car. If it's not back in 2 days, report it stolen, and you're fine. No big deal. So then Max Beasley and some Blair's characters, they leave. And some Blair's character keeps asking, well, why didn't you tell her, no, you're being a bad father? Well, then Max Beasley's character slams on the brakes from where the road they're driving on and tells her to get out and gets out with her and tells her the reason why is that I don't want to upset my daughter. No, don't tell me how to live my life. No, what am I supposed to do? Just show up and smack this guy about and then, tell my daughter that, oh, by the way, I'm your real father. So and he tells some Brother's character that when the baby was born, the daughter, that is when he got arrested for something else. He went up to prison for 2 years, and the ex-girlfriend promised to wait for him. Well, 6 months after he got incarcerated, she stopped returning his letters and his phone calls and found somebody else. So he lives his life trying to be better for his daughter, but being a criminal, he doesn't know anything else. Anyway, I'm getting off track. But Selma Blair's character, once they fully get away, she's like, okay, now you have to kill me. And Max is like, I'm not going to kill you. Here's $5,000. Go try to go restart your life somewhere. Just, the last thing you would really want to do is to kill yourself. And then she starts crying and says, well, then take me with you. He's like, I can't do that. And then it goes a lot more on from there. And everything's explained as far as, because there's, someone at the bank that helped them, help them get away and set up the robbery and the whole deal. One of the guys that was with the bank robbery got shot in the butt, and the police were trying to flip him. And there's a lot of twists and turns, and it's one of the cutest movies I've seen. And the song at the ending, makes me think of my own beautiful wife, who's right here over my shoulder. That's our wedding day. And you get a chance, watch it. It can be a little difficult to find if you don't know where to look, but Kill Me Later with Selma Blair and Max Beasley. Pick it up. So with this being my second attempt, I don't want to drag on too much. Hope everyone, if anyone watches this, enjoys it, and leave me some feedback. You can ask me a question, anything you want me to review or look at, or any kind of bootlegs you want me to, suggestions, or if I can even look for something for you and send you a link to find it. So anything you want to ask me, want me to do, just let me know, and I'll talk to everyone later. Okay? Bye, guys.